In my heart, I feel deep gratefulness. All my heart is filled with sincere prayer. From all corners of the world, let us join our hearts and pray for a world of harmony and peace. From my heart, I pray. May we join our hands, our hearts as one. Spread the seeds of great love, nurture wisdom evermore. Let us fill the world with hope. In my heart, I feel deep gratefulness. May all the Buddhas know my prayer. All united with one heart, let us end our hate with love. May there be no suffering hereafter.
Sorry, Sister Lydia, I think you're muted, sister.
Can't hear you, Sister Lily.
Now better.
Okay, let us invite our group masters to lead us in paying homage to the triple gems. Let us pay our respects for these teachings and explanations to the Buddha and Master Cheng Yen by making 3 sincere bows. Please rise, palms together. first bow. Second bow. Third bow. In the bow, the beloved Abroad Master will join us today. Okay, today we have Brother Chin who will be sharing with us summary of Wisdom at Dawn, and later we have three sisters from Tzu UK chapters will be sharing with us on the Bodhi tips in traveler's side. Okay, before we start, let us invite Sister Su Ching to share the weekly summary. And Sister Su Ching, over to you.
Good morning, everyone. Okay. Every week is so fast. Okay, last week, Sister Ho from Singapore shared her vegetarian journey. Sister Ho, a doctor and an overall humanitarian, found compassion in being vegetarian. She realized the importance of nutrition, though through the teachings of Tzu Chi's education. In Tzu Chi, we learned that through food can be great teachings, a lesson for all, far and wide-reaching. Food takes up a lot of our precious resources. So many people multiply by many days and many causes. The climate clock is ticking. It's time to act and do some picking. Choosing plant-based meals is an easy win-win-win for our health, the earth, and mercy for animals within. War cannot end if we keep killing animals. Every second, thousands being slaughtered is unbelievable. Master Cheng Yen used the pandemic to spread the awareness, promoting vegetarianism for our health and through our innate consciousness. Singapore had a lot of plant-based food events during the pandemic, a journey of compassion for all animals, the small and the gigantic. Master Cheng Yen always encouraged cherishing and protecting our lives, a path to Buddhahood where we choose forks over knives. The Dharma door leads to the promotion of vegetarianism, benefiting oneself and the ultimate realization that food can be the antidote to many illnesses and diseases, a simple choice that could bring peace and healing as we please. Then we had Sister Jane from the Philippines. Sister Jane's love for kids began young. With Tzu Chi, her heart was sprung. In a family of 7, 6 are commissioned, but Sister Jane found her passion in early childhood education. With a degree in business management, she volunteered in kindergartens. Realizing her love for kids, she opened a preschool with a big heart to give. A subtle promotion of vegetarianism and Jingsi aphorism. Her teachings reflect love and optimism. When the typhoons struck the Philippines with force, love cards were made by her preschool source. Sister Jane's love for children runs deep. In her preschool, love and compassion seep. With Tzu Chi, her spirit finds a home, and her love for kids continue to roam. The big push was during the pandemic strife. Sister Jane found purpose in her life. Master Cheng Yen's words guide the way. Gratitude, respect, great love they display. Their goal is to provide moral education for kids to learn kindness and compassion. Teach kids responsibility to help themselves and others, and to have gratitude for all sisters and brothers. Award the children with kindness certification to encourage them to harness the power of compassion. Upcycling and loving the earth is what they teach from their heart's worth. For love's true power comes from purity, and education is the key to a better society. So let's pass it on from generation to generation and shine with the light of hope and inspiration. For when we all show our pure, loving nature, the world will be a better place. Of that we are sure. Thank you so much for listening to me. I'll pass on to Sister Kaping now to introduce the next speaker, and for listening.
Good morning, Sister Su Ching. Good morning, brothers and sisters, and thank you for the very lovely summary of last week's sharing. This morning, we have very interesting speakers. First on the list is actually Brother Chin. He needs little introduction. Brother Chin has been benefiting all of us in the post-Yin Fa Xiang sharing with his great insights, and he often leaves us with many foods for thought to contemplate on, especially about life and relationships. This morning, he has got a member task in summarizing chapter 10 for all of us in just 30 minutes. So I'm sure we will have lots to take away from, and it will be a very good recap for those who have been following Master's 520 Shin Fa Xiang, and also for those who have not been or who can't join the 520 Shin Fa Xiang, this will be a very good summary of what chapter 10 is all about. So without further ado, may I call on Brother Chin to start your sharing. Thank you.
Good morning. Thank you, Sister Kaping. Good morning, brothers and sisters. Like what Sister Kaping said, I got a mammoth task to summarize all this chapter 11. So you can imagine they are 57 episodes, and I've got until 7 a.m. To finish all this. So I just want to really focus on 3 points. What I've done is that all these 57 episodes, I've divided into 3 key points to bring out the key messages that Master has been sharing with us. The first part of it is bestowing predictions. And those who have been following the Lotus Sutra, you notice that the initial chapters until chapter 9, the Buddha gave predictions to the disciples, starting with Sariputra, ending on to all the other disciples. And now we are at the threshold from the past to the future. We'll come to that. And the second point is the present time and the practice that we are in right now. And the third point is about teaching. And that's really the essence of Dharma teacher. So that's a build-up from prediction to the present time practice, right into the final messages, which is on teaching. So we are here now on, and what is that the slides are very busy. You see, I put the episodes number down. So the reason why I prepared all the slides and extracted them is that I noticed that some of you want to take them as notes. So that's the reason why I've done this. So in this episode, 1197, we're beginning in the 9.8. So the Buddha has been giving Western prediction on different groups of disciples, and obviously they had different capabilities, and starting from Sariputra, who was foremost in wisdom. Now, what happened now is that in this chapter 10, the teaching was actually, the whole discourse was given to the medicine king Bodhisattva. And that's why you see all the verses is addressing to the medicine Bodhisattva. So there were 80,000 great beings, which means that at the time on the spiritual training ground, there were both human and non-humans with great affinities. And these were the 8 classes of Dharma protectors. Essentially, that they do can get these predictions. So you should know there are 80,000 great beings who are about to receive predictions of Buddhahood. So this was addressing to why Medicine King Bodhisattva? Because it was trained as a role model. But if you then look at the essence of that Medicine King Bodhisattva, the Master later on in some of the other episodes mentioned about the Lotus Sutra being the medicine to heal the world. So merit exists in taking joy in the merits of others. And this is also in episode 1199, which Masters explained that we should be joyous, even if another fellow cultivator is ahead of us and even attain enlightenment. But Master then cautioned us, But it's also possible to take joy in evil, of which we must be very mindful to refrain from. So, upon all those present before the Buddha who listened to the wondrous Lotus Sutra, hearing one verse of it can give rise to the thought of joy. And I best to prediction all of them. So with the prediction of attaining Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi. So the Lotus Sutra is so important that even hearing phrase one verse, a seed that has been planted in them, and so that they can journey on in the future life. Then the following passage says that after the Tathagata enters Nirvana, if there are people who hear the wondrous Lotus Sutra, even one was one phrase, can give rise to a thought of joy. I also best a prediction on Anuttara Samasambodhi. So essentially, Master Bernard is saying, just more than 2,000 years ago, the Buddha already best a prediction upon us. So therefore, there's a reason why the Lotus Sutra is the perfect teaching, and learning it will enable us lead to the door of Bodhisattvahood, and it's only through the door of Bodhisattvahood that we enter to the door of Buddhahood. So the Buddha actually gave prediction far in the future, even for people who have a few teaching to the time that we are in today. Then he go on to say that whoever forms the aspiration to help others and practice on the Bodhisattva path will also attain Buddhahood into the future. And this is one Master has been trying to teach us with all the various activities that we are in. That after the Buddha entered Parinirvana, his disciples will still be in the world. So those are the disciples of the Buddha until today. So those, some of you may encounter, especially those Vajrayana practitioners, you'll notice that some of them, they actually rebirth from the time of the Buddha. Those who form aspiration continue the right Dharma in the world. So teaching, principle, practices, and realization are elements of the right Dharma. So therefore, we also need to be very mindful as when we listen, we then need to contemplate, and then we need to get into practice of the teaching. And it's not just about listening, but contemplating, to listen to the insights of what the words doesn't tell you, because the truth has no substance, has no appearance. So as time gradually passes by, the people might become more unyielding. So with each passing generation, people only hear what has been passed down. As each generation passes down what they heard, naturally the Dharma becomes more superficial. So only a semblance of the Dharma remains, and we are now in the Dharma degenerating age. When this age that we are in, Dharma exists only in name. So therefore, we are in a state that we'll come to at the next point, that whilst the Buddha gave prediction into the future, we only be very mindful the state that we're in. So then the following passage says, Medicine King, we should know that these people willingly let go of the future karmic retributions after enter Parinirvana. Out of compassion for sentient beings, they are reborn in this evil world to widely expound the Dharma. So isn't Master one of them? So in this quick contemplation, it takes great affinity to enter the Bodhisattva path. So we got to be very mindful. That has taken many, many lifetimes for us to be here at this stage in this platform. Therefore, it's very hard to enter into the path to be able to train your mind. And certainly you do not want to fall off from the path. So that's why Master often reminds us to be very diligent in our practice. So train the nature of the mind that will evolve the nature of your nature. So what do you mean by this? If you want to train the nature of the mind, first of all, you need to purify the heart. So the heart and the mind exist in this lifetime, but it's only the innate nature or the eight consciousness that evolve. So therefore, we need to be mindful that whatever we do, we must get into the practice so that our nature can be transformed. So make the pledges to grow in your worthiness with your exemplariness. Your exemplariness is a preparedness and readiness to serve and helping to propagate the joy, which is what Master is trying to tell us in these few episodes. Then further contemplation. Obviously, in the case of Bodhisattva, as perfected in virtues and wisdom, their purity of the heart and clarity of the mind, which I mentioned in the earlier contemplation. So in returning to the shore of samsara, the Bodhisattva goes to the shore of imperfection with perfection. Right? The Bodhisattva has already perfected, that's why he's enlightened. But he returned to the shore of imperfection with perfection. But for us, a householder in practice learns to grow in perfection from imperfection. That's where this is a world, we live in a world of sight and sound, world of duality. We learn from darkness to light. So to judge the imperfection of others, the imperfection you see in others is yours. It is the manifestation of your mind. So those who judge will never understand, and those who understand will never judge. So that second point is our present time and practice that we are in. So the sutra says, after enter parinirvana, those who are able to privately explain to one person, even just one sentence of Lotus Sutra, that's already a great merit. So those who do not have wide learning of other principles must not teach it to people. So if we only understand a little bit, telling this small amount is enough. So we must not try to share what we do not know. But gradually, at the time of the Buddha, the world has changed. We are now in the Dhamma degenerating age. And obviously in this age, there are people who also slander. Even during the time of the Buddha, people slander the Buddha. But if one who upholds the sutra is slandered, this determines spiritual ambition may fade. So slandering someone who is practicing is worse than slandering the Buddha, and that has carried severe negative karma. Then he went on to say, how do we teach? So that sentient beings can accept and practice according to Dharma. And this is indeed a heavy responsibility that we are now, the Buddha bears a responsibility for us on his shoulders. So in the same way as we guide others, we also carry the responsibility for others. So then on the later episodes went on to explain about the prediction given to Sakyamuni Buddha at that time. They would do Bodhisattva, which was Sakyamuni Bodhisattva and Maitreya Bodhisattva. And Amoghasiddhi Buddha, and those who also know Amoghasiddhi Buddha, and it's one of the 5 Dharani Buddhas. And so he was given, the prediction was given to Sakyamuni ahead of Maitreya Buddha, largely because of his compassion. And compassion refers here to affinities that Sakyamuni Buddha had cultivated in the past. And Maitreya Buddha had 9 kalpas after the time of Sakyamuni Buddha. So, and then we went on to talk about offerings, and obviously we are giving offerings, and we're also offerings to the people who teach us, and offerings and to even the sutra itself. So why does the sutra? Because sutra is actually also represent the Dhammakaya of the Buddha. So if we wish to walk the path of Buddhahood, then you must come to perfect your natural wisdom. And natural wisdom here is the nature of the true suchness, which is the supreme wisdom that Master is referring to. But to do so, we need to grow in perfection of our virtues, and do is to realize the 6 parameters of which you are familiar with. So to spread the Lotus Sutra in this world, we must operate through our power of faith and teach and practice it through the power of mindfulness. So Master went on to say there are 6 kinds of Dharma teachers: those who uphold the sutra, transcribe, read, recite, explain, and make offerings to the Lotus Sutra. So therefore, we also need to be mindful in our practice that we must also be very reverent to the triple gem of the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. When all the sutras, the master was explaining, Lotus Sutra is foremost. So there are no other sutra that can compare with the Lotus Sutra. So a great contemplation of this episode in our present time. The change in character is essential for one to be able to teach and guide others. Why is that so? Because one's words and actions are the representation of virtues in one's teaching and guidance. And it's beyond words. They all see our character, our demeanor. No matter how much one knows the Dharma, a bad behavior is the disparagement of the teaching because the listener listens to the words spoken and see the actions, the action shown. As an emissary, there's no room for the ego to manifest. There's no need to show how much you know. After all, you will be spending a whole life trying to understand nothing. It's on relationship. This ordinariness in a relationship, extraordinariness in a relationship. Differences are in the eyes of the ordinary. The indifference is in the eyes of the extraordinary. However extraordinary, you will always remain humble, gentle, and simple. The words expressed in the teachings are ordinary, but the meanings are extraordinary. The realizations are rare, and the essence is immeasurable. Be that extraordinary householder who is worth beyond all worldly possessions. So that's a great contemplation in relation to the present time that we're facing. And the last point is about teaching. So the Master went on to say, the Lotus Sutra is the hardest to believe and comprehend. The people rely on cleverness and can argue very eloquently, but they have no wisdom. So this describes people nowadays. If we can all believe and comprehend this sutra, that means our afflictions already later. Then the passage says, Medicine King Sutra is the secret and essential treasury of all Buddhas. It cannot be taught carelessly to people. All Buddhas were all at once protected. So we need to be mindful that we need to treasure the right people at the right time, at the right place. So we must make these wise choices when we share. So you must know that Buddha has never taught it openly. So do not be careless in propagating. And we will also be mindful that nowadays people are still resentful and they're envious. They will be even more resentful and envious with overbearing arrogance after the Buddha entered parinirvana, and that's the state, the time we are in right now. So thus this sutra can lead to many afflictions. Teaching this sutra can lead to many afflictions, and we need to face many afflictions, including the defilements of others. Thus, to teach the sutra, we really must have great courage and awareness. But then they say, the Tathagata will cover them with ropes. For those who unflinchingly practice the sixth perfection in all actions. So, in doing so, we need to be mindful that there's also the three directives that we'll be facing. We'll come to that later. To a quick contemplation on that one. One who is spiritually developed in ascending the path must be very mindful. As the words and conduct have great and far-reaching influence on others, one represents the guidance and the teachings that one gives. Guide and teach others. Your thoughts, your words, and your deeds represent the teachings. Have your mind abide in the Buddha, your speech in the Dharma, and your actions be Sangha. And so when we make offerings, the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha of the Triple Gem, we bear that in mind so that we like to have our mind abide in the Buddha, so the words that are spoken be in the Dharma, and the deeds that we sow represents the Sangha. And quick one on relationship, the mind in a relationship Patience is a great virtue to prevent from reacting unknowingly. Patience can only be practiced when you walk the path with others. So patience, obviously, as you all know, is one of the parameters. So their minds are dull and default, and yours is enlightened. An enlightened mind has to be patient so that you can observe well instead of reacting unthinkingly. So it is with patience that you can grow in cultivating the mind to patiently abide in the teachings. As patient mind is a growing mind. So why is patience so important? Because it is one of the 3 directives that is required to be able to teach the sutra. So then when on the same, in the Dharma Sutra, it says, if even the Dharma has to be relinquished. So how much more, so what is not the Dharma? So what I mean by the Dharma must be relinquished. So we are not even attached to a teaching. And that's what happened. And Master explained that the small vehicle practitioners, they're stuck within the Dharma. So there are those who have not seen or did not see, hear, read, transcribe, or uphold the Lotus Sutra. They have not yet been able to make offerings to the Lotus Sutra, plus they have not yet had a cosmic condition to encounter the Sutra. So it's not enough for those people to do good deeds. Being good is not enough. Form as well. Only those who are able to hear the Sutra can skillfully practice the Bodhisattva path. So that's the reason why Master mentioned that when we walk the Bodhisattva path, it is essential that we must know the Lotus Sutra. Not only must we know, we must contemplate on it with applying the insight into our practice. To walk the Bodhisattva path, we must have truly extraordinary karmic conditions, which I explained, shared with you the contemplation of being extraordinary. So seeking the fragrance of the principles of the state of Buddhahood is like digging a well on a high plateau to search for water. So this is an analogy, and in this few episodes the Master gave about searching for the teaching and digging for water in a high plateau. Obviously, in a high plateau, it's difficult to find water, and that's what they are doing. So now that we are in the path, we must make sure that we continue to uphold it through our aspirational vow. Only through this sutra can we attain the 3 wisdoms of perfect contemplation and grow near to the fruit. So these 3 wisdoms, and obviously you are familiar with in listening, contemplating, and practicing, that we must be able to continue to uphold in our daily life. So Medicine King, if there are bodhisattvas who hear the sutra and give rise to alarm, doubt, dread, or fear, you must know that these are newly inspired bodhisattvas. So certainly for me, when the first time I hear, that was many years ago in my early 20s on the bodhisattva vow, I was quite taken aback too on the bodhisattva vow, especially the first vow. So new learners have their arrogance. With those habitual tendencies, they still have arrogance and doubt. So that's the reason why when in our cultivation, we had to face the defilements of others. At the same time, we got to be mindful when we share. So we don't share what we know, we share not just what we know, we share also what others can, the minds of others can take. So to do so, we need the 3 directives. The desire to enter the Tathagata's room, wear the clothing of patience, which I shared with you earlier about patience, and sit on the seat of emptiness. So these are the 3 essential directives to be able to share the sutra. It's compassion, patience, and emptiness. And in this case, sitting in the seat of emptiness is about our selfless nature. So we need to have the compassionate heart, the patience of nobility, and the sitting in the seat of emptiness with the selfless nature. So by being able to uphold the 3 practice, we can benefit ourselves as well as others. So sitting on compassion as our room, gentleness and patience as our clothing, and emptiness often phenomena as we cultivate. So all this, then Master went on to say that But you can also be teaching at a time when there's empty places and there's not even a single human being around. But since I will widely dispatch heavenly beings, dragons, yakshas, gandharvas, and asuras, listen to them teach the Dharma. And that's the power of this Lotus Sutra that even honors. And for example, when Buddha attained enlightenment, the Avatamsaka Sutra was taught when there's nobody around, but only invisible beings, and the bodhisattvas were around to listen. So the next question is, although I will be in a different land, I will constantly allow those who teach the Dharma to see my body, which is the Dhammakaya. So therefore, in this period of Dharma decay and Dharma degeneration, as Buddhas, we are lucky indeed, fortunate to be able to listen to Lotus Sutra, the master, but we must to carry on that as an emissary. So it's not only monastic practitioners that need precepts to live. Lay practitioners like us, we also need ethical and moral guidelines. So the Vinaya rules, while it refers to the monastics, for us, we need to uphold discipline. So we need to emulate Putra Maitriyani, Putra spirit of gratitude, and a never sliding bodhisattva's earnestness in our cultivation. So for those some people who have still prejudices, unable to accept the sutra, so they insult and revile us with harsh words. So we just need to use Kuan Yin's wondrous power of wisdom, which is in the chapter on Universal Laws, chapter 25 of the sutra, which Master hasn't covered. So the chapter on Dharma teachers point us to the perfect teachings. So to close up, they've got a few contemplation. Truth cannot be taught, but the Dharma is taught. So try to understand this slang alone. Why so? The teachings are words of awakening to the truth, but it's not the truth itself. It's awakening to the truth, because truth has no substance or appearance. So how can it be expressed in words? Only to the limited capabilities of the body and mind, the teachings are provisional and are given as analogy for listeners to seek for the profound realization that is not found in the words, but in the direction of the words. You then realize that the roots are nourished by the rain, not the thunder. As one who guides, your demeanor must reflect the path as you're walking and represent the practice that you are cultivating. A guiding teacher does not only use the sound, but also the sign. You are in the world of sound, so exude the sound of good voice in sharing the Dharma. The good voice is the sound of eloquence in sharing the teachings. The sign is shown by your conduct. Therefore, the demeanor of guidance must resonate well in your speech and these to abide in the Dharma. To be able to guide well, reverence to Kuan Yin Bodhisattva and respectfully to the audience, which Master mentioned about Kuan Yin Bodhisattva earlier. So silence is a great teacher if one can listen well. One who speaks much, listen to what one already knows. One who is silent can learn from others. Silence is also a great teacher of patience and perseverance, which are the two virtues of the 6 parameters. One who enjoys a life filled with difficulties and accepts the unjustified great disadvantages has the mind open to gain wisdom from experiential learning. The seed of Buddha nature is present in all. Most are deeply buried under the immensely thick layers of incrustation. The sound of the Buddha Dharma is still reverberating to this present age. So nourish to harvest the reverberation of the sound of Dharma, of which obviously Master has been passing down to us with the light and love, with the inner and outer tunings, from the frequency of the purity of the heart and the resonance of the clarity of the mind. So in closing off on relationship, it's about color in a relationship. We have so many types of affinities. Try explaining color to one who has been born blind. What is the color of the truth? The Buddha had the original intention to teach the Dharma of the ultimate truth, that of the great vehicle Dharma. But the capability limited. He gave the original teaching of the Four Noble Truths for people to understand the universal law of cause and effect in a small vehicle, the Dharma. So this teaching is like explaining to our bliming the color of black and white. Next, the Buddha taught the traveling of cyclic existence as the meter vehicle Dharma, akin to the analogy of different colors like the changing seasons. The great vehicle Dharma is on the perfection of the 6 parameters, which contain innumerable shades of colors, of which we are still blind to see. So I won't share with you on this, and time is up. I shall now end here. Cảm ơn, brothers and sisters.
Cảm ơn Brother Chin for sharing, the great insights and in summarizing in 30 minutes on chapter 10. It's been a great, takeaway. Really, that's what we are all doing on this path, growing in perfection from imperfection. And we must not judge because we are all on different points on the path of learning. So there's still much for us to learn and also many, many attachments to shed. So it is better to focus, like Brother Chin said, on our changing our own character, which is the best teaching beyond words that we can offer. So make the ordinary self to become extraordinary as we grow in wisdom in upholding the 6 parameters. And Brother Chin put it very well that wear the robe of patience and sit on the seat of emptiness in the room of compassion. Just like Master say, what are we doing on the path of this, on this Bodhisattva path? Is to let compassion lead us and to keep sentient beings always in our thoughts. So, and Brother Chin has put it very well that teachings are only words, right? Which must be contemplated and realized in our actions. And this is the mantra that Master has been giving us, the 3 words, Wen Si Xiu, which is listen, contemplate, and practice. And we all must seize this affinity that we have with Tzu Chi and also with Master, not only that who lead us on the path, but also teach us the Lotus Sutra, which is the ultimate of all sutras, the most difficult to understand and believe. So the path is difficult to enter, but sisters and brothers, we have all entered. So what we must do now is not deviate, but follow the direction given to us by Master. So thank you. And the next, we have a very, great lineup of sisters from the UK. Thank you for joining us at this hour. It's probably at 11 o'clock now in the UK. You're still 8 hours behind us. So let me introduce first is Sister Hsin-Ling. I learned that Sister Hsin-Ling is now residing in Cambridge. She was a Su Ching volunteer in Taiwan before settling in the UK. And now she serves in the Cambridge community with her wealth of experience gathered from Taiwan. And next we have Sister Bogue, who is from Malvern. I heard that is a very hilly town in the UK, which I've not been. And Sister Su, apart from volunteering, participating in volunteering activities, also devote much of her time in documenting. So Sister Su plays a very, very important role in spreading the love of Tzu Chi, not only within the UK, but also internationally. And we also have Sister Avaley from Manchester, who is very active in charitable activities. And she serves in various groups that are in need, including the homeless and those in refugee shelters, as well as those in emergency needs. And I'm sure Sister Avaley has got a very, very unique way of giving and caring for those people who are so, in so diverse needs. And this is all because she has the ability to quickly adjust to different needs and different situations. So without further ado, let me invite our three sisters to share with us this morning. Cảm ơn.
Cảm ơn Sister Yao's introduction. And hello to many brothers and sisters online. It is our pleasure and honor to be here and sharing about stories about Bodhi seeds in travelers' sites. So the travelers here are not the travelers when you kind of like book air tickets or like travel insurance. It's not like that travelers, but the travelers here are it's a special community of people, and it's ethnic group. So through Su Ching's action, we are kind of fortunate to learn about this culture and also kind of form a bond and friendship with these people. So first, these pictures from last year. It's a special day. It's the last day of 2022. It's a very festive day. And another thing is that we are there. We were there at the Yoong. So the traveler sites is at Yoong. It's a beautiful city, an old town with beautiful cathedral. And that day we visited the traveler sites and give like end of year blessings and also give packs. So next slide. So these are the pictures from the traveler sites. So the travelers are they by name they tend to travel, but throughout the year, some of the months they reside in a fixed site. So generally they have caravans and also a brick kind of a space for travel and also to live. Depends on the time of the year. So here you see it's a caravan. They normally have the beds and also like table, like living room in caravans, so they can travel with their beds and also the living room. So it's a traveler site. And here we are giving like winter care packs and also little Chinese charm, like love. We're using Su Ching to share the love with them. And so for the past few years, we normally come back around like Christmas time or New Year time. So next slide. So every time we can see this decoration on house, like you see in the caravans and also on the brick house. So it's a festive time of the year, and so around this time we're all very happy to meet each other. Next slide. So I started in 2018. So I was kind of relatively new to the traveler sites compared to Sister Su and Sister Avaley, who will be sharing later. So in 2018, I started to be trained as a trainee in towards commissioner. So I was invited by Su to visit these sites and give care packs. And that time I was just thinking, I'm going, committed to Su Ching, so I wanted to experience more and do more. So I didn't think that much. I just said yes, I will go. And it was my first time. And Sister Su, I would remember very clearly that she said that, oh, the kids are bigger. I will show you the pictures later. But then I was thinking, oh, it's my first time. I didn't think, oh, how big it could be, because they are kids to me already. So I didn't think that much. And the second year I went back, like 2019, and Sister Su said this again. Oh, the kids are bigger. I will show you the pictures later. I didn't think he showed pictures to me, but again I hear this again like the next year. And last year, you see, Sister Su said, "Oh, kids are bigger. They are no longer kids anymore." So it feels to me that this is the third time, but it gives me a very strong impression that Sister Su and Avaley, I don't know how many years they've been back, but it is a strong impression that they devoted time and the heart a lot to these people, because it's basically like they are seeing the kids growing up, and they really care and they want to come back every year, even though it's just one time a year, but then they really have them in their heart, in their minds. So next slide. So this action made me wonder, who are these people? So I Google online, and I got to know that they are a special group of people, a community. They are gypsy and travelers. So in the UK, they are actually protected under the law against race discrimination, because when they travel, sometimes they tend to occupy a land, whether it's a public land or a private land. So actually, if you see like council or local government websites, there are several suggestions. How do you deal with this situation, and how do you communicate with them? And even they use remove this word. How do you remove these people? So traditionally, they are discriminated, and they are not very well liked by the neighborhood, or by the place where they travel. But it's so next slide. So but this is very different from what I feel and what I experience there in front of them, like in person, because when I was there, they are so friendly, even though I was probably just first time or second time there, but they were so happy to see me. It's like we are just really like as a friend, like we know each other for a long time, and we just knock on the door and we just say hello, Merry Christmas or Happy New Year. How are you? It's really like a friend, and they will respond, "Oh, you are back." And I was thinking, "You're back, yeah," but it's just probably my second time, or it's been a year since last time I was here, and they still remember, and I don't think that they remember me as Hsin-Ling, individual as Hsin-Ling, but they remember the people, the clothes, the logo is Tzu Chi people. And there was one boy saying that, oh, his uncle said that these Chinese people always comes back during this time of the year. And even if it's just one time a year, they still remember. And next slide. Oh, I think one slide missing. Is there a slide? Oh yeah, I think one slide missing, but basically I want to say that so I because the my I didn't really involve in this visiting to oh sorry. Yeah, so yeah, I just want to say that although my experience was not long, when I didn't know them very long, but because of Su Ching, of Su Ching, I start to see to believe and to have a faith in the meaning of planting seeds, and I kind of appreciate and witness and experience that the seeds will grow in your love and care. It's not me, but because of Su Ching and because of the sisters and brothers, they keep coming back every year. It's a different people, but the same group. So this gives me like stronger faith in the love of Su Ching and what I represent, and also Master's teachings. So I'm really grateful to have this experience. And next, I'm very happy that through this sharing, and Sisters Avaley and Su will be talking more about the origin and the beginning of the story and the action. Thank you.
No sound. Can't hear anything.
Yeah, we can't hear anything, Sister Lily. Can you help?
Yeah, we can't hear anything. Su.
Oh, sorry, Sister Su is in control.
Yeah. Hello, Su.
2015年，天公纵美不是气象预报说的有大雨或风雪袭击。慈济志工备好丰富礼袋，包括面条、饼干和罐头，参与慈善机构为吉普赛家庭办的热闹聚会。
Merry Christmas, Anna.
Thank you for coming. They've really enjoyed it and they really love the song. You've really added the magic to Christmas.
2015年耶诞前夕水灾，志工前往关怀，此后年年送暖，用手帕包装的礼物，宣导爱地球的巧思。
I found out about today through the York Travellers Trust. It's been a really lovely day and I think it's been really nice with the presents that the children received from the organisation that was here today. They've been really helpful and we look forward to seeing them in the future.
I'd really like to thank Toti Foundation for coming and being part of our event and just sharing some good feelings with us all, as well as some lovely presents for the children and the families. That was really warmly received.
挂念没能来的人，志工主动探访，一个个车房，一个个吉普赛家庭，仿佛与世隔绝。看到熟悉的身影，有人没穿外套就跑出来等候。一年一次的相聚，爱意持续升温，就算0度也不觉寒冷。大家新闻，这是美志工英国报道。
Thank you, brother and sisters. Good morning and good evening. I'm Avaley, and I'm just start to share how we start to.
不是气象预报说的有大雨或
Save on average £162 per year on your broadband. Start saving on your broadband now at uswitch.com.
Yeah, how we starting the beginning with connecting with the York Traveller site. because 2015 we have
俗称南横公路，
because 2015 we got a very strong storm, and it's in one month we have a 4 storm. So that 4 storm, it hit the UK, made the whole UK is North England is flooding very badly. So so at that time, and we remember that the day is 2015 29th of December. We see the picture is on the Facebook. Is our brothers is tagged by his friend, and on the location is Yoong. When we see this, we really worry, because we know the Yoong still is the flooding warning, and the water still not totally gone yet, and so we worry he is safe or not, especially we see he's wearing the uniform. So we quite panicking. We thought why he is there, because he is not live there, he is live at Leeds, and why he put the uniform on. So we start to trying to find where he is, and is he safe. So we calling few hours, and then finally we found him, and we asking him, where are you? Are you safe? He said, yes, I'm safe. And I say, where are you? He said, oh, I'm in the area is called James site, and I'm safe. I'm in the flood area. When we heard that, it's like a bomb. We said, it's not safe for you, and what kind of the area you are? Then he say, he told us, he said that why he is there is because when he saw the news, he really want to help, but he doesn't know what to do. So he just put the uniform on and buy the train ticket and go to the Yoong. But when he arriving at the train station, he feel very lost, because he didn't have the experience. He didn't know what to do, and he didn't know where to start, because the flooding area is so big, and he didn't have any experience. He just want to help, but he doesn't know how. So at that time, he met his friend, and that's how it started. And that his friends asking what's going on, why you are here. Then are you come for the visiting or playing? And then he said no. He come because he know here is a flooding, and but he doesn't know what to do, and he want to help. But then at that time, it's a stranger standing behind them, and that man walking to him, and then say, I know a place is flooding, and but no one care, and no one really help. If you want to do it, and if you really want to help, I can take you there. Then James said, yes, please. Then James just go into his car, and then they go to the site. So when he arrived, then he realized that man actually is a traveler. He is a person live in the traveler site. So it's a very special the kinds of the relationship from that time we starting, and you can see when this is a photo James take. When he arrived, the water still there, and all the traveler, they trying to go to the supermarket to get the shopping trolley and coming back to their home to trying to save something they can save. They save something, rescue their belonging as much as they could from their caravan, and because it's been in the water already few days, and they still no one come to help, and the government is really slow, and government is no response. So they are very anxious and feel helpless, and also very angry. So they talking to him about all of this, what happened, and they're scary. And when the brother James heard it, he didn't, he feel heartbroken, and also he feel like the his compassion made him want to do something. So he called us and then say describe all the detail, and also pass a photo to us, and then say can we do something for them. But because there were different views of the from others, from people, so that we were thinking, should we help or not? Because for the as a general bias was they were untrustful, because people will normally thinking they are quite a lot of people are maybe they are steal and or lies. So people may thought the traveler are richer than us, because they receive government's benefits, and also they were thinking they are the government's job, the government responsibility, not us. So in that kind of intense reflection and thoughts, why we were worried where these people could go being homeless, all of this drove us work more on and relief. But we still trying to trying to contact and then trying to work on this. And in the end, we doing quite in the end we contact the York Traveler Trust Fund, and we are very grateful the York Traveler Trust Fund, and we have a trust relationship we built up, and so we using their center to be the ceremony blessing ceremony for the blessing ceremony place. So we can use in that place for the work. So they also give us very kindly, they give us all the list of the people in the flood area. And so when we check all the list, we realize that it's quite a lot of the children, and also quite a lot of the old people, they live in there. So because this is quite special, so we start to thinking not only money, what else we can give them? Because for us, maybe all the blessing cash, the money we give them, it's just one goal. But the money when they spending, it will gone. But we wish they can remember this kinds of temperature and also can calm them down. We also wish that we can. This is a starting. It's not the end. So like so when we want to do the distribution, we will start to thinking what else we can give them. So we start to preparing all the details, including like these lanterns, because when we preparing this lantern, when we make it, we handmade these lanterns. We were thinking we wish the light will lead them in a safe and peaceful direction. So when they hanging, they can feeling calm no matter where they are. That's our wish, and we wish they can receiving it. Even sometimes they are when they anger, we feel hope them can they can when they turn the light on, they can feeling calm. Next slide, please. And also we thinking, because we see a lot of children, so we thinking maybe we can handmade a Jingshi booklet. So because for the children, we're thinking if we can give the children planting a Buddha seeds in their heart, I think the master's word is the best choice. So we asking our volunteer to find some words suitable for the kids, and also asking them to leave some. We create some space for them to they can drawing, they can writing their fear, and also they can writing down something to that all the fear can express out. So even they don't know how to write, they can understand the master's words, or from the picture they can see the pure and the beautiful as well. So from that book, you can see we're trying to pass to all the children's every bag. And next slide, please. This is a special gift to all of them. So, and when we pass this special present to everyone, then I would like to share this story about this booklet. This person is called Billy, because the Billy, when he is not come to the distribution, the ceremony for the beginning, but his name is on the list. So after we finish the distribution, we come to the traveler site to try to find where he is. And then we realized he didn't know that day is we got the distribution, and also he is a single dad with 2 kids. He got the Parkinson. So when we asking him to writing down his name and trying to give him check, he write the wrong, because he didn't know how to writing, so he writing wrong. So we have to resending a check for him, so have to do redoing. So after I come back home, he contacted me, and then 1 week later he contacted me. When I answer the phone, he say, "Hello, I'm Billy." And then I thinking, who is a Billy? He say, "Yeah, I'm the Billy in the York." And I thought, oh, and then I realized he is the Billy. And then I asked him, he said, yes. So I thought he is trying to come call me and then push me to get the check. So I've been really feel like, oh, sorry, the check is not ready yet. He said, no, I'm not calling for this. I'm calling is because I want to ask, who is your boss? I feel very strange why he asking that. Then I said, what's mean? I didn't have boss. He said, no. What your foundation is? Is it the nun creating the foundation? Then I realized, oh, he might be is asking about my master. I said, yes, my master is then is maybe, yeah, is a nun. Then he said, oh, where is your boss? I said, oh, it's my boss. My master is in the Hualien. He said, oh, okay. So I asked him, what else you want to know? He said, yeah, I want to know more about your master. I said, why? Because he said, oh, I come home and then stole the book, but I don't know what's that and what's that mean. So I asked him, my children, they reading to me. When I heard it, I feel like I've been bad guy too long. I want to be good. So I want to know your master. I feel so shocked when I heard that. Suddenly I feel like I'm so guilty, feel so guilty. Why I'm so arrogant as well. Because I feel he is so rude, but I forgot one thing is because their living style, not everyone have the chance can choose in the good education. Maybe for me, when I heard it, I feel it's quite rude, but that's the way they talk. No one teach them how to really talk polite. But see, the master's word that him want to changing. So he say, I've been bad guy too long. I want to be a good person. I feel that time, I really feeling I changing my mind. He teach me a very, very important lesson. It's from that I start to understand why not everyone has the Buddha nature. I shouldn't be arrogant and contemptuous, because and also understand why Master would like us when we every time when we give to the people, we need to feel grateful, because everyone is the future Buddha. From that day, and I'm the quite good friend with Billy, because Billy is the contact in his mobile, the contact. My name is changing to the Chinese traveler friend. So this is Billy, and see his face changing a lot. He is become very soft now. Then next slide, please. And the other story is about the Edith. She is live by herself. So I remember that on the year when we went back to see her again in December, because our distribution is May. So after May, we thinking we have to come back to see are they okay. So we come back on, and then when I saw the Edith, and we bring a lot of presents. Also we bring the bamboo bank and the master's Fu Hui Hongbao, the red envelope. So when we explain about our master's the envelope and the blessing and the meaning, she is very touching, and she is in tears. She say she lost everything at the night of the flooding. So she have to move to father's traveler side to live until the before end of the April. So after end of April, she moving back, but not then her father passed away. So she have a lot of struggle, and the government still not helping a lot. But we are the only one keep coming back, and we are the one. We didn't ask too much. We give them hugs, and we didn't have we didn't treat them. We just treat them like the normal friend. So for them, they sometimes they feel shame, and they also sometimes they feel proud. So they don't like to walk out this social area, but they won't let people walk in. But they feel we are different, because we are different culture, we are different religions, but we are selfless devotion. So she feel like we just like in the envelope inside have the Buddha. She said that's a sign, but it look like you, because every one of you just look like that. You care about everything in the whole world. So make them feel like they can receive in the respect from us, and they receiving the love as well. So from us, they know the little money can help. They also have the ability can help, and that we trust they willing to help others, and we trust they willing to do the good thing. Let's make them feel they are not low. They are the same like us. And so she feel that she is really appreciate about that. So from that, she also told us after that she already start to be vegetarian, and her health is turning to better. So for this, I feel like oh yes, so everyone can do good, no matter who you are, no matter what kinds of situation and where you are. We just need to believe. Just like the master said, we believe everyone have the love and everyone can do the good things. And so from the Billy and the Edith's story, it made we have a lot of confidence because we're learning a lot from them. And we're really grateful they give us a chance to walk into their life. And also we realize everything we say, they really listen and they heard it and they putting in the heart and they putting in the action as well. So every time now, sometimes is I walking past or maybe at summertime or maybe Easter time, I walking past or I will just come to their home and go to the site. All of them will just coming out and say hello to me. And before I go, they will pass me the bamboo bags money. I'm just come to say hello. I'm not coming for the money, but they always will bring their money out or the changing out to pass to me. Sometimes I forgot to bring the bamboo bank or but they will just say it's okay. They will just put in the bag and then put and give it to me. So I feel very touching and I'm learning a lot from them. Thank you everyone to listen my story, my sharing.
Thank you, Sister Avaley. We now look forward to sharing by Sister Su.
耶诞老人不一定红衣红帽，蓝天白云身影，冷天送暖。
We think about you guys regularly. Just to come and wish you a happy holidays.
Thank you. Is everything going so well? Everything okay?
尽管因为脑麻无法言语，看见志工送的红毛衣，娜塔莉依旧开心的合不拢嘴。
We're together, we share life joyfully. Yay!
Oh, you like that, Natalie? Yeah,
Did you like that? Yes, she did. She liked that one.
I'm gonna have the birds, is it? James made the birds for you.
2015年的此时，英国中北部约克市淹大水，吉普赛人居住的拖车公园20户全部受灾。慈济的关怀细水长流，耶诞前夕再度造访，走在街上遇见惊喜。
It's really a lot. Wow, thank you very much. You're welcome.
不止2年前的空竹筒装满交回志工手中，当初的情谊也都好好的放在居民心上。
I've still got my last ones you give me. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It's a different meaning.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't bring maybe not the voucher this year, but we just bring some.
It's very nice of you. Thank you very much.
伊迪丝独居多年，能打动他的是一片赤诚。
Oh, Merry Christmas.
I was in a very dark spot, and actually I was lifted when I met you people because I don't know, I might be a silly old woman, I don't know, but it really was heart lifting to know that people cared.
逐户走访送的祝福得到加倍奉还。
Honestly, you fill my room up so you're such kind people, and like I say, always welcome to call anytime, and I will be looking forward to coming with me on your meeting.
这里的人与人之间还在不断的加温。大爱新闻真善美志工王素贞、邱垂杰英国报道。
Good morning, everyone. I'm Sue. When I'm watching these videos, it's still very touching me. It just happened yesterday because it seems like they are all my friends. And I look at the elderly, it looks like my own parents are elderly at home. So they are so close to me. It's not like people look at them, it's gypsy or the travelers. It's a very unique person. for me, they are seems like my friend, my family. So I've been there for about since 2016 until now, about 6-7 years. So yeah, we help them in the beginning, but it's not much. But now on, we go back just for visiting. So Master also teach us get rid of suffering, sharing Dhamma's teaching. It's just Mandarin saying that 八苦以乐，不为说法. So we think that we have to do something, let them have, maybe they can change this in some way, just like Billy's story. So the yoke, actually we don't have volunteer there, but we live at different area. When we have to travel to York, maybe take about 2.5 hours, 3 hours, but we still visit them every year. No matter how the bad weather, like this one on 2016 December, the weather is so bad, it's 4.5 degrees, very, very cold. But we are not worried about the weather, how bad the journey we are, but we worried about travelers. Are they safe again this year? That is what we worried every year before Christmas. So we think that how to make them, we will continuous connected with them and caring for them. We would like to give them some small gift every year for visiting. This time, that we think that we should give them bamboo bank. Introduce Chiji, how the Chiji become can help people in doing the charity. So we use this chocolate wafer tin. It looks like bamboo, but we use this one. We make some holes to make as a bamboo bank for them. So we still want to spread the Chiji bamboo bank spirit to them. So this is what I did at home. I think doing good this also must create a chance for other people as well. I brought this 20 bamboo banks to Oxford. May is a new members before she joining Chiji. So I purposely make this bring these things to them to let them to do together. So more people will develop this more kindness for other people as well. So when doing this bamboo bank, I share stories, and then at the end, 2 years later, she also become a commissioner. I feel very, very happy that this traveler site make us can create more fields to let more people to join Chiji. And also for the children, I always think that there are so many children there, as Hsin-Ling said. So always thinking about how to give the children's happiness every time, not just feeling sad. And I always give them every year. I curate different gift for them. Like this is a goodies bag. Make a small bag for them. Put in the chocolates, and for the residents, give them a Christmas card. Each family one card, and also give them voucher for the first year. £15 vouchers for Morrison, because Morrison is just opposite them, so it's make them easy. So this is how we visit them, and the first year we give them this bamboo bank. Okay, so this picture, this gentleman is James. He is the one link us to help this travel site. So we introduce the Chiji organization and also give each family one bamboo bank, and you see Avaley and all the volunteers one by one to share with them all the stories. And this is another family. I can play this video, see how we introduce the Chiji and bamboo bank.
And you start to say for the pennies, and one day you can help the people you want to help. Yeah. So they plant a good seed in their heart and their mind. And I wish they can have a better personality and discipline. Yeah. And thinking others, be kind, be caring. us. So that's the way I asking them to planting the seed in their heart when they put the money in their bank.
Yeah. And so even we just explain it in very short time, but they take it seriously and they listen into it. So like what we say, just a penny a day, but they really do it. And every time we visit them, this is the second year we visit, they already fill up their bamboo bank. And we thought that we don't expect they will keep in heart what we say, but they fill up the bamboo bank, and we just use a small empty one to visit them. We don't expect it will fill up very quickly. And you see just now, you can see from the video just now, the news videos, this is, they just run out to show us, oh, my bamboo bank is full. And when we stop the car there and they say, oh, Chinese coming, they just call us Chinese. So they are so happy to see us. And we think that, oh, this our bamboo bank is too small. So the first year, 2017, because we told them you can use this money to help others, and happens that on that day we collect the money on the spot. We count the money because why? Because the other caravan site is same with them. The caravan is on fire. So this caravan on fire, they request to help for 2,000 pounds to get another second-hand caravan, because this family got 5 persons in there. They have no place to stay. They stay beside the next door, their mother's side. This is the family, Julie and Smith, and they has a daughter. This daughter called Natalia. She suffered from the cerebral palsy, so cannot talk and cannot stand, cannot sit up. It's lucky that on fire time she stay with her grandma. So when she can't talk, but we sing that just now. You can see James sing a song for her and talk to her. She understand, and she can smile, give us a big smile, and she can wave her hands. Even she can choose Jingsi aphorism. So this is very positive. They make us very happy to visit them, and that money collect from the bamboo bank from them. And on the day, we also pass the money to help this family. So we tell them the money, the love can be cycled between them and between who are the people.
Suffer for.
And this is her stepfather. Her stepfather also is very kind, and then he didn't give up to love her a lot. Actually, this family is a very loving family. You see, the first time we collect we use the very small bamboo bank, and then the next year we thought, wow, we think that we can collect more because one is not enough. So I bring a bigger bamboo bank and to visit their site. You see, they really see us carry a bamboo bank, even in the fence or outside the fence. They just pass the money. They just drop the money to us. Like, you see, this 2018, 2019, every year we visit, never miss it. Even in pandemic time, we didn't visit, but Avaley, as what she said just now, she passed by and then she brought some biscuit and fruits. Then they also bring they also empty the bamboo bank, put in the plastic bag and pass to her. So they really, really, I think the love seed already planted into their heart. This is last year, 2022. Yeah, the recent. Oh, it's not July. It's December. Sorry. You see, this picture. This picture is Edith. She's so much older than the first visit. We first visit her. So I feel very sad because the people during pandemic time we didn't visit like as regularly, and the people, the children grown up a lot, and the people elderly getting older a lot. So this is what I feel, and it's a bit sad to look at this. But what I want to share with you is we share with them the bamboo bank spirit, and they do it. And I think this master's teaching is really planted into their heart and their follow. So I hope this group of people will have a better future, not as what people think of these travelers is create problems, is whatever. I hope all people have a natural Buddha heart. So this is today's sharing with everyone. Thank you for Sister Su Ching to invite us to share all this special story, and we can give us 1 hour. We can give you the more details sharing, and we also recall a lot of touching story. Thank you very much. Thank you for.
感恩 Sister Su, 感恩 Sister Hsin-Ling, 感恩 Sister Avaley and Sister Su for your very heartfelt sharing about the gypsies and the travelers, how, you know, they have been discriminated. And it's also changed my mind about them, because some 20 years ago, my daughter and I, we were at Knightsbridge, and we actually had a very bad experience, you know, in our encounter with them. But now, of course, you know, I have a better understanding about their background, their life, and hence whatever happens. So this is really, you know, a great example of how you sisters, you know, keep sentient beings in your thoughts, in your mind, and how you all take actions in reaching out to them, this group of people who often been forgotten. And again, it shows that how the workings of affinity is really incredible. It's not easily comprehensible. And there is really no coincidence in why, what, and how things happen, just like how Brother James Lin planted the seed in York, you know, from being worried about where he is, but he was actually at the place where, you know, he eventually led city brothers and sisters to visit and to continue to care for this group of people who have been discriminated. So again, you inspire us in how the good can always win over the bad in the stories of Billy as well as Edith. So thank you so much, sisters. And I would like to open, you know, questions and answer to the floor. If we have some sisters and brother who needs further clarification, we can have 5 minutes for that, if you have any.
Okay.
Is that all right with all of you?
Yeah.
Okay. Do we have any brothers and sisters who would like to ask questions? We have got 3 sisters who are now staying up at midnight. Yeah. So really, really appreciate, you know. So I have one question, you know, since you have dealt so much with these gypsies and the travelers, why do they choose to live their life this way, traveling or you know, not holding down a job? Is there a particular reason that you have learned?
Okay. Why they choose it? I did ask him before, because I realized one thing is they all marry very young. Maybe when they're 18, they already married to another traveler size boys. And when they marry, they will maybe they still stay at their own caravan, or maybe they will move into next traveler size caravan. But they like to live in the caravan. Part one of it is they say they feel like more freedom. And but the other side is they feel like they are underage, the border, the people from the neighborhood, they already looking at them is different. So they feel like we don't want to be the same. We don't want to be the same like you because you look at it's different. That's one of that. The other is because from the background, the culture is like that. They don't have the more option to know different levels friends because their friends, their life, everything is just based on the site. So it's even they go to the school, they will go the same school and they have their own community group. Their friend and they talk to each other is easier because after they finish class, they go home, they play on the side to each other, they walk into, so they are really close. They're all really close. So they are growing up the same together. So it's difficult to know people outside world. That's why. So they all marry really young age and very easy to, because we have one family with about 8 children and with different fathers, but same mothers, same mom and different dad, and all living together. That's kind of community. I don't know. I feel like it's quite difficult to bring them out of that. And that's their life like that. It's hard.
Yeah, so, sisters, you all have been doing what Master always say, right? Go and help them, take care of their immediate needs, and then after that, spread the Dharma to them, hoping that, it can change the life. And we can see that how Billy has changed just from the Jing Si Yi. But I also like to know, after, he made the call and to say that he wants to be a good person, being bad for so many years, what did he do actually to be a good person? And he's a single parent. Did he actually try to go out and make a living in taking care of his 2 children?
I think it's quite difficult because for him, it's because Billy have the Parkinson. That's the first. So and also he can read, he can write, he can speak, but because he can read, so it's hard for him to find a better job. But the big good sometimes is just changing mind. So I remember the one time the people asking me why you give them money, because they are robber, they are thief, they maybe get more money than us. Their pocket is more cash than me. Some people talk to me like this. Then I told them, I say, for us, I only know if we give them we only give them every year one times and then coming back. This money is not meaning a lot, but it's kind of just blessing. So this is good money. Can bring the good karma. So if the good karma in their pocket, we wish they won't put the bad karma's money in their pocket as well. So £15 is not a lot, but because the £15, when you want to steal people's £15, you will think, you got this £15 in your pocket, it's good money. So do you want to take the people's money? That's big karma. We wish they can receive in that. And because we can change in their life, but we would like to let them know we believe they have the good seed in their heart. We still believe that. We don't judge their life, but we don't try to turn in their life, but we're trying to feeding them the good karma. That's what we can do. We don't judge, but we can give.
That is really great learning, and we have seen how they have turned around to practice, the bamboo band culture. That is really the evidence of how, the mind and the heart have changed. And it's really great to see that, our bamboo band culture continues to spread far and wide, inspiring love. And I think that is the really planting the seeds for changes to come, right? Yeah, thank you so much for the great sharing. If we don't have any more questions from the floor, let us thank, sisters, for your great sharing and for staying up so late to be with us this morning. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yes, and back to you, Sister Su Ching.
Hi. Wow, awesome sharing today. Truly, we are very touched.感恩to our great team of sharers from Brachi in the morning on Wisdom at Dawn, summary on a few episodes of chapter 10, to our great UK group of sharers. Trust all of us, each time hearing their sharing, we are most very touched. Indeed, with the heart of compassion, practicing Bodhisattva's actions. Wow, even like Brother James, we were so shocked. He was already at the flooding area, and because of his compassion, that's why the UK volunteers can spread the seeds so wide and far. Even though there are not many of them, but their strength, we could see is like, well, all these small ants, but they can climb up to Mount Sumeru. Yeah,感恩to Sister Avaley for always bringing us great sharings. Today we are most grateful to Sister Su, Hsin-Ling, and Sister Avaley. And trust everyone, we will look forward to more great sharings from the UK teams. And感恩to our Sister Kaping for great hosting, Sister Lily. Sister Su Ching for the weekly summary, and Sister Epi at the YouTube site. Okay, let us take a group picture. I think Sister Lily is also here with me. Maybe I shouldn't put the background. Okay. Okay, let us take a group picture. Sister Lily, Sister Epi, Sister YY. Sister YY, are you able to help us to capture the screen?
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Cảm ơn cảm ơn. Okay, cảm ơn everyone for this great Saturday morning, for all the wonderful heartfelt wisdom sharing. Thank you, brothers and sisters, for your presence since early in the morning. Hope that each of us could sustain this Dharma joy and take in another piece of Samrens and Hualien love to our life. Let us make 3 vows to the Buddha and Master Cheng Yen as we depart to apply all these wonderful teachings in our daily life. Let us pay our respects to our teachers of life, universal truth. Palms together. First bow. Second bow. And third bow. Cảm ơn everyone. Wow, cảm ơn sister. Yeah, it's very. Cảm ơn你们UK TV not easy.
Cảm ơn so much. Yeah.
Cảm ơn.
Good night.
Good night. Oh, good night for them. Yeah. Take care.
Bye.
See you. Bye.